We're coming together, Rabbi say. I've just come straight from a Levaya, and we're coming together straight. Danny's Levaya, Danny Vaiselberg's Levaya ended a few minutes ago. Now, truth be told, easily, maybe easily is a guzma, but truth be told that we can get together, and we all have different rooms inside of us. And I could leave that room of pain, that room that houses that Levaya and the pain of Danny's Petira, and I can enter in a different room. We're all very, very broad and have different rooms inside of us. I can look at Mayor Davidson's face and get a chizuk and enter in a different room and speak to you by Yakam Avram Meyal Pnei Mesai. And I can come and we could meet in a different room. It's not that I can't go to a different room. I don't think I should go to a different room. I want to come to you from that room, my friends. I want to stay in that room with you. On Yom Kippur by Mincha, in the Mamish, as Yom Kippur is intensifying, so we read the Haftarah of Yaina the Navi. And Yain is running away from his mission. He doesn't want to give Musar to Nineveh, and he's running away from his mission. He's running away from God. And he's on a ship with a bunch of Oivdei Avodah Zarah, a bunch of idol worshippers. Yain is on a ship. And a sar, a great storm comes, and it threatens to drown the ship. And they're all wondering, they make lotteries to figure out whose fault is this sar, which one of the Oivdei Avodah Zarah, which one of these evildoers is the cause of the storm of the great sar, the great storm, whose fault is the storm? And they draw lots and they're trying to figure it out. And Yaina tells them, Vayomer Aleim, Yaina says to all these sailors, these Oivdei Avodah Zarah, Yodeyani, I know ki b'shali asar hagadol hazeh. This great storm is because of me, b'shali asar hagadol hazeh aleichem. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy, and there are many fingers to point. He's surrounded by Oivdei Avodah Zarah. But Yaina knows, Yaina the Navi knows the emes of a Yid. Ki yodeyani ki b'shali asar hagadol hazeh aleichem. I know the sar is my fault, b'shali. The message is to me. It's not to you, Oivdei Avodah Zarah. Ki b'shali asar hagadol hazeh. On Yom Kippur, at the heart of Yom Kippur, a Yid knows, b'shali asar hagadol hazeh, there's a sar. My friends, there's a storm, there's a sar, a great storm in the world. And a Yid doesn't point fingers, he doesn't say it's others. A Yid is taught at the heart of Yom Kippur how to live his life when he's so open, when his lave is a lave busser at this point of Yom Kippur, late in the day, when he's barely a physical person anymore. He's barely physical, he's Davin Musaf. He's heard the avodah of the Kohen Gadol. He's heard the voice of the Kohen Gadol come out, Petusha V'tar, and he's bowed in front of Hashem. He hasn't eaten. He's detached from the physical. At that point, the Yid who has a leiv basar is taught. He's taught in his life when events happen to take responsibility, to understand that we're shaykh to take responsibility. What Yaina knew, b'shali asar hagadol hazeh. What your Yid always does is, how can I improve? What can I do? This sar, Rabbi said, this great storm took a delicate, sensitive person. Danny Vaiselberg was a sensitive person, a sensitive soul. He was in tremendous pain. And I didn't give him enough kavod. He wasn't respected enough to free that soul. Kavod is what frees a person, respect. David HaMelech cut the garment of Shaul, and because he cut the garment, Shaul HaMelech He cut Shaul's garment, and he had good reasons to cut Shaul's garment. But because David HaMelech didn't respect begadim, he didn't respect clothing, he cut Shaul's garment. For heaven's sakes, David HaMelech was nervous for his life. He was hiding in a cave, worried that Shaul would kill him. And he wanted to show them Shaul was looking around the cave for David HaMelech, and David was in a good hiding spot. And he cut the back of Shaul's garment, so that when they were at a safe distance, he called out to Shaul. He said, I am not a Moirid b'Malchus, I'm not rebellious. Look, if I wanted, I could have killed you. So he cut his garment. So Shaul, if you don't believe me, I was in position to kill you. Look at your garment, you'll see it cut. He had every reason to cut the garment, but it's a fact. At David HaMelech's end of his life, clothing would not warm David HaMelech. He had reason to cut the garment, and maybe it was going to try to save his life. But it's a fact. If you disrespect things, they don't have their strength. The strength of clothing to warm is robbed from the clothing. Since David HaMelech didn't respect the Godim, they lose their natural power. Clothing have a power to warm, the power to give warmth to all that clothing cover. But if you don't respect clothing, it takes away its power. Mitzvahs have power to uplift the Yid. A mitzvah uplifts a Yid, but Shlomo HaMelech tells us one condition. Yeirah mitzvah yeshulam. You have to show reverence to a mitzvah. If you respect the mitzvah, it unleashes its kayach. Danny was molei kaychas, sweet, sensitive, the type wouldn't harm a fly, wanted people's goodness, didn't want to hurt, one of the most sensitive souls I've encountered. But this sensitive soul was locked with tsar, and it needed honor. Danny needed kavod, love, warmth, respect to unleash the kaychas. Respect of garments gives them their ability to warm. Respect of mitzvahs gives mitzvahs the ability to uplift us, to elevate us. Respect of a human being unleashes the kaychas, the massive godly powers that are inherent in every human being. But respect, tremendous appreciation of, unleashes those kaychas. I promise you, Rabbi say, I promise Danny Vaiselberg, Daniel Yeshua Ben Achman, I promise you, there will be many people, I promise you, I swear to you, there will be many, many people that will have their powers unleashed because of Danny Vaiselberg. I promise you. And I promise him, more important, I promise you and swear to him. There will be many people who will be more respected, more appreciated, and more loved to unleash their kaychas, to bring out the power that's so much in a person. Danny will get the credit and the schar. And I ask you, Rabbi, I join in a revolution, this sensitive soul, this beautiful neshama. Let us all not point fingers, but say, let us take responsibility. This storm, this horrible storm, I take responsibility. And let us resolve in greater strength to be mechabed the next person, to find deeper powers, to respect, to appreciate, to love the next person stronger, better, more authentically, at more of a cost to ourselves. Come out of ourselves and respect the next person must be the rallying cry for Daniel Yeshua Ben Nachman, for this precious, gentle soul. Respect the next person, love him, don't judge him. Don't put down the next person. Don't fall for the tough veneer, the tough external. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by what you see. See better. See deeper. See more. See beauty. Unleash kaychas by respecting, by appreciating, by seeing deeper, by valuing, by understanding. Unleash kaychas. B'shali asar agod lazeh. It's my commitment. I ask you to join in a rallying cry of respect, Rabbi say, of greater respect. Don't let rest on your laurels. Sure, we're good at this. We're fair at this. Get better, get more. Stop being so comfortable that we're good at this. Better, more, greater levels. Yaina also could have said, I serve Hashem. He was much bigger than everybody else in that ship, much bigger. And he could have said, Beseder, his Avera was dak min adak. It was full of l'shem shamayim, his Avera. But he said, B'shali asar agadol hazeh. He said, I have to strengthen. I have to be more exact with Ratzon Hashem. Throw me overboard. I take responsibility. And I say to us, Rabbi, let us all be mechazik. Let us all strengthen ourselves in the merit of this sensitive, delicious, uplifted, elevated soul. Let Danny get tremendous schar in Olam Haba. We will do for him. Let men resolve that there's somebody in your life who's going to be unleashed. Unleash a person with respect, with love, with appreciation. Unleash a person in your life. And do it for Danny. Do it for Danny, Rabbi say. Unleash somebody in your life. It has to be a quiet campaign, for he was quiet. It has to be subtle. It can't be billboards and posters and stamps. Do it for Danny, but you're not allowed to write it anywhere. He was way too sophisticated and subtle and sensitive. This revolution goes from my heart to your heart. I ask, join me, please, Rabbi say. Unleash somebody's koiches with a revolution of respect. Your sister, your brother, your cousin, your uncle. Unleash somebody's koiches with love, with appreciation of. And it should be all that, should be an Eloi for Daniel Yeshua ben Nachman's gentle and precious soul. And it will elevate him. He will receive that gift. Yes, I didn't call him enough. Yes, I was not in touch with Danny enough. But I will give him gifts. He is there in Olam Haba, and he will get gifts in Olam Haba. I will call to him there with gifts that he'll appreciate. He was gentle. He didn't want to see anybody suffer, this gentle soul who loved his siblings. The way Yoni and him related was something nobody will forget in Yeshiva. The enduring memory I have is two brothers, tremendous love. I will ask Yoni to come and speak to us. I will tell him there's a campaign that I beg everybody, it can't be written down anywhere. I want it deeper and more. It can't be written anywhere. A Do It for Danny campaign. Or be mechabed somebody. So I don't want anybody settling with just the slogan and a wristband or anything. It's not going to be written anywhere. There will be a campaign, a sensitive campaign. Unleash your spouse's koiches. Unleash your daughter, your son, your brother, your sister, your mother-in-law by appreciating somebody, by valuing. Because when we're mechabed begadim, it allows the begadim that can warm so well to warm. When we're mechabed a mitzvah that can uplift people, it gives it the power to uplift. When we're mechabed a yid, the massive koiches endowed in every yid is unleashed. This will be our way. Danny was a powerhouse. Massive koiches were in there, massive. It can't be that it's going in the ground. It can't be. It's impossible. There was massive koiches, and we're going to unleash them. There will be many people walking around. Many, I promise you. There will be many people walking around who are stronger, better, and able to unleash their inner self. That self that's so there, that power, because they're respected. That is the force that unleashes the koiches in every single person. And I ask you, Rabbi Isai, my chaver, my friends, I ask you, coming from this Levaya to this Chabura, I ask you, I beg you all, join in this campaign of respecting people, of appreciating the next person. I'm going to ask, and I feel badly, these tzaddikim are not they don't owe me to do anything. I'm going to ask their reshus. If Chaim and Shlomo can sing Al Zeh Hayah, Dove Libeinu Al Eila, these people, Chashchu Eineinu, were crying for Danny, but with resolve, I'm going to ask Chaim and Shlomo, if they can sing to us, please, Chaim and Shlomo.
tishkocheinu tazleinu bi'orech yomim Olam ala netzach tishkocheinu tazleinu li'orech yomim na 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 na
I wanted to tell the Chevra a story. Years ago in Durham, a few years ago, I think Yaakov Hillel Goodman was laning. I believe it was our precious Chevra, Yaakov Hillel. It's definitely appropriate that he's the one who gave me this musser, but I want to share a story. This is what happened. Well, I'll ask Yaakov Hillel, who happens to be with us right now, if he was the one laning. I think he was. And Yaakov Hillel Goodman was laning from the Torah. It was Parshas Vayigash. And the Gabbai calls up. He says, "Yeah, Amoid," and he calls Daniel Pinchas ben Avimeiri. He calls me up for the Sheni, the second Aliyah in Parshas Vayigash. And Yaakov Hillel is laning the Torah. And Yaakov Hillel, who is a kiyum of caring and concern, achrayus for the next person, he reads the following words. It was a few psukim. I read Pasuk Lamed Aleph, Lamed Beis, Lamed Gimel. It was the fourth Pasuk in my Aliyah. And the fourth Pasuk, he says, Ki eich el avi. Yehuda says, how can I face my father? Banari nenu iti, and I don't have my brother with me. I can't face my father if my brother's not with me. Eich el avi. How can I look my father in the face? Vanare nenu iti. He's going to ask me. I'll say, Tati, look, I'm here. I'm at Shachris. I'm learning. I'm serving. I made it. Tata, I'm here. And the first question Dad's going to ask. I've gone recently on some hikes with my children. And they run off on a little bit, a little this way, a little that way. So I always make sure an older one is with a younger one. If an older one would go a little off the path and run back and say, Tati, I'm back, don't worry. I say, Givaldi, you're back, I love you. Now, where's your brother? Eich el avi. Yehuda was mekabel achrayus. How can I face my father? Vanare nenu iti, and I don't have my brother with me. In the yeshiva, the call is to grow. The call is to climb. But bring your roommate with you. 12th grader, beautiful, you're steiging. Bring the 10th grade with you. Where's your chaver? Where's your comrade? Where's your friend? Inspire, encourage, bring the next person with. When Yaakov Hillel, that person, it was a combination of the words and that precious Ben Torah who lives these words. When he said to me, Kalish, Eich el avi, how can I face my father? Vanari nenuiti. I asked Yaakov Hillel if the story's true. He tried to turn. You can look in a Sefer Torah when you get a chance. In middle of this aliyah, you're supposed to turn columns. And I was stuck. I had already read 3 psukim. I couldn't go on. I was in Einus. So the Balkairi, you should read along. Don't do my chatan. You're supposed to read with the Balkairi silently when you get an aliyah. But this was my fourth pasuk, and I couldn't read this pasuk. Yaakov Hillel motioned to me, turn. When you're the Oila, so you turn it, and he unrolls the next column. I just shook my head no. He thought something was wrong with me, and he unfolded and by himself did the next column. I wasn't leaving these words. Eich elel ovi vanarin anu iti. Rabbi say, let's Rabbi say, think these words for our precious friend Danny. We're not leaving our chaver. We're not leaving our loyalty to Danny. The older chevron knows Danny. Many of the chevron know Yoni. Yoni is a kiyum. The older brother, and the way he cared about his brother was sensitivity, with care and concern. Yoni is a kiyum of achrayus, of arvus, of responsibility. Yoni can answer the question, Eich elel avi v'nari nenu iti. Yoni cared about his brother. Rabbi Isai, let us be mechazik, greater love of our brother, greater respect, grow and steig, and bring others with us. Bring others to the tata. It's the obvious question the tata asks. I'll tell you, Rabbi Isai, a minhag that Rabbi Brownstein has started in Durham. I love this minhag. Before Kabbalah Shabbos, Rabbi Brownstein always in Durham weekly, so their guests, people come to Yeshiva for Shabbos Kodesh, whether it's an alumnus, whether it's a bacher as a chaver, and stam bachrim all week are on different shiurim. The 12th graders learn in the Beis Medrash, the 11th learn in the classrooms one over. So Leil Shabbos, we're all in the Beis Medrash. And Rabbi Brownstein started a minute before Kabbalah Shabbos begins. He wants the chevra to greet each other. And it was such, I so appreciate it. Rabbi say, you ever had guests, an old guest? I'm picturing in a few years, Shlomo Zalman comes to visit me. He comes with this beautiful mishpacha. Everybody knows it. Chaim will picture you and Yosef Kasper in a few years. So you come with your precious family. Everybody knows that before you two are comfortable, you've been friends for years, but you settle in the children. You make sure they're playing with the right games. I visualize Yosef Kasper knocks on my door. Oh, Yosef, before we hug quickly. But then he has in tow the Geschmacke Chevra. Boys, girls, I need to make sure his mishpach is comfortable. And he wants me. If we would just start schmoozing, me and Yosef, we would talk about old times, and we would talk about our friendship, and his kids are sitting there restless, uncertain. Yosef would be, I thought we're good friends. The first thing to do is let's settle the kids. Here, let's get this one playing Lego. Yisrael Meir will play Lego with your oldest Yosef. This one will play, let's settle everybody in. Everybody's settled. All the children are settled. Now the two chaverim sit down for an intimate discussion. We chazer old times. It would be a strange person to ignore all the kids. That's not a chaver. And Rabbi Brownstein was kaiveya. We're greeting the Shechina, the Bayrei Olam's here. Let's settle down, all his children. Everyone should be comfortable, set up well with in the right mind frame. Then together we makabel the Pnei Shechina. Let's also prove our mettle as greeters. You're greeting Bayrei Olam. Are you a good greeter? Are you makabel each other properly? Be makabel each one. Ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu oivel l'misha oives Yisrael. Rabbi say, I call all our chevra, our precious chevra. Let us be able to answer that question. Eich elel avi banarin enu iti. Let's answer that arvus was that responsibility we have one for another. Cause that I bring along my brother in my ascent, in my growing, in my kirvus Hashem. I bring along my chaver. I have to read, I'm sure, there's a long text here, a long comment that looks good from the Bladders. He says, I'll read it to you. I want the Bladders say something, everything stops. Every year when reading Parshas Vayigash, Reb Meir Primish Laner, the preeminent student of the Holy Baal Shem Tov, we overcome with emotion. Ki eich ele lavi anar v'anari nenu iti. Yehuda unabashedly exclaims, for how can I go up to my father and the lad is not with me? I too ask myself, said Reb Meir, How can I go up to my Father in heaven? The lad is not with me. What will I say to my venerable father when he asks, what have I done for the youth in my generation? Thank you, the Bladders, for always getting it right. Rabbi say, I ask, b'schus that precious diamond, that sensitive soul. I ask that all of us unlock somebody in your life. I beg you, b'schus, in Eloi for the neshama, Daniel, Yeshua, ben Nachman. I guarantee, I promise, Daniel, I promise, Danny, I guarantee people will be unlocked. That I will try to respect and appreciate and love and see through veneers to help unlock. I'll be mechabit something, which will give it some person. When mechabit a beged, it gives its koyach to warm. When mechabit a mitzvah, it gives its koyach to give kedusha. When mechabit a human being, it unleashes its koyach. I ask everybody to join me. Let's unlock people around us. Let's be able to answer that precious question that Yaakov Hillel asked me. On that Shabbos, let's be able to answer that question that here, Tati, my brother's very much with me. That is the gift that we'll give to Danny because he's very much coming along with us. I want to thank the guys. Many people came straight through Levaya for joining the kfiyos of learning. I told the Rosh Hashiva that I didn't know how many would come today, many after the Levaya. But it speaks about the Chevra. I thank the Chevra for joining and coming. I want to wish us all, we should hear Besuras Taivas. We should continue to grow and steig together. Besuras Taivas, 8:30 tonight, will be Be'ezeh Hashem, will learn Avos. Tomorrow at 2, I wanted to share something today with the Chevra that's like extremely fundamental. We'll push it off. Be'ezeh Hashem, today was a different sugya, but we'll push it off tomorrow at 2. Have an outstanding day, Rabbi. Have a good day.